Hey everybody, Sunday, February 8th, 2015, Sunday afternoon after a day working on the camper. I got most of the ceiling board in. So here's the back and the fan. Got the fan vent cover in there. It looks pretty decent. And if you notice down this edge, down the driver's side edge, what I decided to do is I'm going to put like a 2x2 or a 1x1 across here and bring that down and build a cabinet space up there to cover all that. So all those wires and everything will be kind of just hiding out inside that cabinet. Give me extra storage the full length of the van. And then on this side, maybe another cabinet, I'm not sure. But I got this side fitting pretty decent. There's no wires or anything on this side. It fits up underneath the edge pretty decent. I got a few spots here. See, I got a couple extra screw holes where I put a screw in and hit one of the holes in the frame and missed the metal altogether. So had to move the screw. And I'm going to fill those with some caulking and then touch up with some paint, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. It came out pretty nice. All the insulation's tucked up underneath there. I put some of that recycled denim and metal sided insulation across the beams up there. 2-inch piece, you can just barely see the end of it there. Runs the whole length of that beam. And take that into the beam areas, and the screws go up through that, and that's where it holds all the plywood, or not plywood, but this is a 7mm underlayment. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick. It's pretty reasonable. I don't know, 11 or 12 bucks a sheet. And it took me 2 sheets to do this. One full sheet there. I had to cut about 4 or 5 inches off. And then a seam, and I wanted a separate small piece so I could get this hole cut and get the fan area cut out and fit easier than a full sheet. And then the back piece, and it's 4 feet wide by 8 foot sheet, so it took 1.5 sheets. Then I got enough left over, come down and build a cabinet out of it here with some little cubby holes. I don't know if I'll leave them open or put doors on them, but that'll hide all this stuff up here above the window and the wires and everything. I don't really need anything to cover the insulation. I don't care if that's inside the cabinet. But this will be finished off real nice. I'll have a board fall on the whole edge of this ceiling paneling, and that way I can tie into that to build it'll be kind of straight across the bottom, and then about 6 inches up, maybe 8 inches up to the ceiling. And about as deep as, I don't know, I think that's about 5 or 6 inches from the edge of the ceiling panel to the wall. About 6 inches. Maybe it's closer to 8. Anyway, that's where I sit. I'm happy with the way the fan came out. Let me walk around this side and show you from the door angle here, up against the front. I just went over the top of the actual headliner and screwed it down so I get a nice clean finish there. I'll probably end up putting a piece over here in the corner, right up here, just back to where it goes behind the bulkhead, and then into the cabinet area, to kind of finish that off on the driver's side, and it'll match the rest of this across the front, bring it down that edge. But that's what it came out looking like. Tucked up in there pretty good. I'm happy with it. And then this, I suppose this is worth talking about, the centerpiece here, where the two halves met. I ended up taking a 5-inch piece and covering that seam, and then screw that down right between the center, and there's another hole I got to fill right there. Extra hole where I missed the frame on the back side. But yeah, that way I got about 2.5, almost 3 inches of overlap holding the upper piece in place. And I didn't have a bunch of angling screws trying to fit into this narrow beam up there where they're screwed into. That cross piece, the middle cross piece up underneath there is about 2 inches wide. That leave me about 1 inch to screw into the end of the board, and it just doesn't look good. I actually had the first half screwed in that way while I was building that second piece there, and I didn't like it at all, so I came up with this idea to just overlay that, and that'll give it a lot of extra support. It doesn't look too bad. I'm happy with it. This piece right here, 2 inches short, because that 2x2 is going to come right across here along that edge. Give me something to tie into for making that shelf come down and over to the window. Cover up all that nasty stuff right there. But that's where I'm going to run wires from the front to the back of the van up against that stock wiring harness there and the back of that cabinet. And anything I want to do, any lights, I'll probably put lights underneath the cabinet, maybe lights in the cabinet, who knows, some LEDs or something. And yeah, so that's what I got, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good week, and let's see what's next. I guess I could talk a little bit about that. I suppose what's next is just working on the rest of this cabinet, build this cabinet along the side. And that way I can completely call the top finished, and then start working on the bed and the sides, and get this thing finished up. I'm dying to get it out on the road and see what kind of horrible gas mileage it gets. Anyway, see how it does. See how well the bed works out and all that. So, till next time, YouTube, take it easy.